watching the replay. Big shout out to you guys for following up and coming on back to this. So in this video today, this is a live video, so I'm here live. It's Wednesday. So if you are joining us live, feel free to drop questions. But if you're watching the replay, you can drop questions as well. I'll try to circle back. But in this video, I'm going to go through some more like intermediate and advanced stuff that you can do with Keepa. There's some really powerful stuff. Now, I want to preface this with this is not for beginners. If you are just starting your selling journey, what I'm going to be talking to you about is gonna probably start confusing you. You're gonna probably get some information overload, okay? If you're a beginner, go back to yesterday's video. I did a video yesterday. It's on our YouTube and it's in our Facebook group. Go back to that one and watch that one. That is more for like the brand new beginners where you're just starting, okay? This video is for the people who've been doing this for a little bit and you want to dive a little bit deeper into Keepa, all right? Now, I'm also going to be asking you guys if you could take, there's a Keepa quiz. So all this week, I'm doing a bunch of content about Keepa. If you guys could go to that link, let me see if I can drop it here in the comments section real fast. If you guys could go to that link and take the Keepa quiz, that helps me out a lot. I can sort of see what you guys are struggling with and all of that. Where like what maybe some blind spots are that I should do more content about in the future. So yeah, and then if you do take it, if you get all the way to the end, it's by our friend Chris Grant. He'll give you a little coupon to his thing. And if you ace it, he'll actually give you his newest, he has a Keepa course that's coming out. If you get 100% on this quiz, he will give you his new course completely for free. I think there's only been one person who's successfully done it perfectly. So yeah. All right, so we are going to be talking about how to use Keepa to find a local replen. All right, this is a really specific, hey, there's Chris, what's up, man? This is a really specific way to utilize Keepa. So I'll be using Keepa, which is the only paid tool here. Everything else is done pretty much through Google here. So most of you guys can follow along pretty easily. I might do some calculations in one of my calculators, but for the most part, you should be able to follow along pretty easily. So yeah, let's find some local replens. If you guys have comments or questions, drop them in the chat section. I'll be here for the next 30 minutes to an hour to help you guys out. So yeah, make sure to do that. Make sure to check out the quiz, and let's dive into this. Okay. See, share my screen. So with Keepa, if you've been here for a while, you should be familiar with how to find a product. You find a product, whatever. You look at the sales history, the price history, all of that. And that's great. You should be doing that on most of your buys, especially if you're going deep on something, especially if you're looking for a replen. That's great. Not as many people know that you can utilize all sorts of these other buttons that Keepa has up here. Okay, so normally we're just using the search function to look at the history, but you can go through, there's all sorts of things like tracking and all this stuff. Today, I'm just going to be using one specific part of one specific section of this. So I'm going into data, I'm going into the product finder. All right, now, Chris, I apologize if you have like a big chapter in your Keepa course that's specifically about this. I went through most of it and I don't remember this, but I could have missed it. So I apologize if I'm like letting out some of your secrets. This is usually the kind of stuff that's sort of put behind paywalls and courses and things like that, because it is so powerful and it sort of is, it's sort of a, I don't know, I guess a floodgate that you can sort of open in your sourcing ability to find local stuff. But we're going to dive into this because I think, especially with local stuff, there's less of a risk of oversaturation because it has to be local. You can only get it in your area and all that. So while I am pulling this up, I want you guys to write in the chat for me. Actually, let me stop sharing my screen for just a second. I want you to write in the chat for me. Tell me some local regional grocery stores that are near to you. So for example, I live in Florida. We have Publix down here. Publix is everywhere in Florida, but when I used to live in Indiana, it doesn't exist up there. So what are some regional grocery stores that are near to you? Write those in the chat, and I'm going to be using a couple of those for my examples, okay? into this. Okay, so product finder. There's lots of cool stuff that you can do with this. In today's example, I'm going to be skipping everything except for this, where I'm looking up a specific brand name. What this is going to do is if I type, let's say, oh, what's a good example? What's something from like Target? Hearth and Hand. I think this is the Target brand. All right. So when you type into Hearth and Hand and you click your find product, you see there's 103 products that pop up with the brand Hearth and Hand. And this is those Target things where it's like cups that say love or spoons that say scoop. My wife hates them. She thinks these are the stupidest, most ridiculous things ever. But they're very popular. A lot of people do like them. So obviously Target is not regional. Everybody here has a Target. But if we start doing this and we start looking for some regional stores or some regional brands, like let's say I could try to use Publix. Maybe someone did something funky and uploaded something with the brand Publix. Okay, so there's 71 products with the brand Publix. So I'll start here because this is close to me. I know exactly where all of these products were sourced from. I know that they did not most likely come from wholesale. They might have come from clearance and things like that, but I know where to get them from. And I know that only people in the southern third or so of the United States have access to this. And Publix, they don't really have a big online presence. So this is very much like a go to the store and pick this up type of thing. So again, a lot less risk of oversaturation, a lot less price tanking with stuff like this. Let me pull this up real fast. This is just the top example. So you can see the yearly price. So this is what I'm talking about, less of a risk of price tanking. So 2 people have been selling this for the past year, and it was $17. Well, all of a sudden, something happened and a bunch more people started selling this. 15 people started selling this. The price has actually gone up by $2, okay? So there's much lower risk of price tanking because there's not these $1 million accounts coming in with all of their online virtual assistants and just clearing out some online stock. Like you have to go to the store and you have to go and buy this yourself, okay? So if you can find this at your local Publix, let me see if I can find this on their website. That's Amazon. That is somebody else. Yeah, they have a really bad online system, so I probably can't find the price here. If I had to guesstimate, I would guesstimate this is like $7, $8. If you've seen this at Publix and you can correct me, let me know. I think that's a reasonable guess for what this would be at a Publix store. So yeah, if you're going with, let's say $8, selling it for 18, there's a little bit of profit there, assuming that this is $8. Okay, it might be a little bit different. So that's just sort of a basic example. Let me jump over into chat and see if anybody has shared some local grocery stores. All right. Ooh, awesome. I see a bunch of them. Let's go with Wegmans. All right. So somebody typed in Wegmans here, and actually, so there's a cool tool if you're not sure local grocery stores. I Googled list of regional grocery stores, and then this Scrape Hero pops up, and it shows you all the different ones that are nearby and which one's the dominant one. So someone said Wegmans. Where is, there it is. So northeast, so probably Pennsylvania, New York, somewhere over there. All right, so I'm gonna do that, and then Wegmans brands. And while we're doing that, let me also go back into Keepa. So for those of you guys who are just joining us, we're finding local replens using Keepa. So I'm going to Keepa. I'm clicking on data, product finder. I'm scrolling all the way down to where I can input the brand. I'm skipping everything else for now. I'm leaving it pretty wide open. Just typing actually Wegmans, 250 products there. So we can take a look. That's weird. Why is that listed as Wegmans? That should not be Wegmans. But this is fine. All right. So we got some olive oil here, a 2-pack, or the single pack. Let's take a look. 16 ounce or 8 ounce? Let's see if we can find a price on this. Wegmans olive oil. Shop Wegmans olive oil for, this was like a 16 ounce thing. So I'm trying to show you guys like sourcing live, how I would go through this when I'm sourcing locally. 33 ounce, 16. All right, so here's the 16 ounce Wegmans pure olive oil. 16, oh, that is basting oil. Olive oil, garlic flavors. Let's see if we can find that. Is it this? Flavored? Black truffle. Let me look at that picture one more time. So it's kind of purple, pink. I think that top part is just the oil. So purpley pink. It looks kind of like this, but that is not quite the same. Maybe they no longer carry it. Basting oil. See if that pulls it up. Well, there it is. All right, so $11 for the 16 and $8 for the small one. So we'll pop back here. So it's $11 for the 16. Let me pull this up onto Amazon. So we'll click on Amazon. Now this is the 2-pack. So $11 times 2, $22 is our buy cost. $45 is our sell price. If we're doing all of that, we send it in, that's $9 of profit, 40% ROI. That is a solid replen, guys. I apologize if anyone here is currently selling this. I didn't pre-look this up, like I didn't try to get some easy low-hanging fruit. I'm doing this live with you guys to sort of show you just how powerful and how quickly you can do this. So boom, there's an easy replen. If you live near Wegmans, hop over there, get this bottle of $11 basting oil. Looks like the 2-pack sells well. Is it selling? Yes, it's selling plenty. How much? Well, we don't know exactly, but it's selling quite a bit. We're getting, I don't know, a review about every 2 weeks or so. So let's just guesstimate this is selling like, I don't know, 100 times a month or something like that. All right. I think that's a reasonable guesstimation. So if you go with that, that's sort of what you can use for your products. So you could stop there. You can go to the next store. You can dive in. So you could pull up like data, buy box statistics, and you can start reverse sourcing these stores. Again, so sorry if one of these is you guys, but you can start clicking on other people's storefronts and reverse sourcing them. All of these are probably good stores. Those first 3 are my preferred sweet spot with like a couple hundred reviews, under 1,000 reviews, but they're not brand new. So all of these top 3 stores would be ones that I would be reverse sourcing. Last one, let's see. Yeah, this is good stuff. We can pull up the offers here. You can see the first scene. This is also kind of useful to see, like, okay, of the people who are selling this, how long have they been selling it? So this Westfield person has been selling it for 37 months. That is a fantastic replen. So for the past, how many years is that? 3 years? 30, let's see, 24, 36. Yeah, so for over 3 years now, this person has been selling this product as sort of one of their replens. So that should tell you that this is a pretty solid, stable, consistent replen if this person has been selling the same exact item for 3 years. Okay. All right. So that's the first example. Again, you could sell the single pack as well instead of the double. If it's selling for 26, we'll just pull it up real fast just to show you guys. Oh, that's funky. Why did? I'm not sure why that just pulled up the 2-pack. Did I miss? Oh, 2-pack of the 8 ounce. I see what I missed. All right. And what was the 8 ounce? $8 a piece. All right. So 8.16 is our buy cost. 26 is the 27. And actually, it's a little bit higher than that. If I'm ordering it. So the buy box is not static, in case you guys didn't know that. Different people will see different buy boxes. If you are located in New York and you pull up this item, you might very well see a different price here sold by a different seller based on your region, because Amazon really prioritizes fast shipping. So maybe this person has stock that's close to me here in Orlando, and maybe somebody else has stock that's close to you in New York or California or whatever. So yeah. All right. So if this was, let's see, $8 for 1 times 2, $5 profit, 33% ROI. All right, that's still a solid base hit. This isn't like a home run. It's not like, oh yeah, clear the shelf, we're gonna be a millionaire. That's not what we're doing here. But if you're making $5 on every one of these that you sell, now it's probably glass, so you're gonna have to be like bubble wrapping it. So there's a little bit of extra prep work involved, a little bit of a pain. If you have run the numbers and you determine this is worth your time to package it and prep it and all of that stuff, and the numbers work for you, I'm happy with a $5 profit, 33% ROI on a replenishable product. Would I do that if this was like a clearance product or like a Kohl's bra or something like that? Heck no, I would never do that. But this is so steady and consistent. Look at this price history. It's been the same price since July now. Before that, $24.99. It was $19.99 a while back. But really, that was kind of like the low point. It's pretty much always, wow, all of last year and the years before, 33, 33. Wow, so this was a killer replen back then. If you could sell this, woo. All right, yeah, that's solid stuff. And you also notice here, like Keepa says that the new price is $26.99, but I'm currently seeing the buy box at $33. There's a little bit of wiggle room there, so keep that in mind as well, that you can still win the buy box even without being the absolute cheapest. And you know what? I'm not even. That's why. Okay, so it's showing you $26.99. This is an FBM offer, so it's $26.99 plus $12 of delivery. That is a shortcoming of Keepa. Maybe I don't remember Chris mentioning this in the Keepa class, but maybe that's something in the Keepa class that Chris can briefly talk on. That this new price it'll sometimes show the wrong thing, so we can look at the FBA to get a better picture, or the buy box to get a better picture of it. All right, so yeah, so there's Wilton. There's our first one. Let me pop back over to the chat and let me pull up another store, okay, just to show you guys how fast we can do this. Trader Joe is not regional, as far as I know. They are everywhere. Let me see. ShopRite. All right, let's look up ShopRite. So I'll share my screen again. We'll go back to Keepa. For those of you guys who are just joining us, again, we are finding local deals. So I go to Keepa.com, click on data, product finder right there, skip everything, scroll all the way down to, what was the brand again? ShopRite. ShopRite, spelled a little bit weird. Okay, so there's 9 things under the brand of ShopRite. I probably would not recommend trying to sell feta cheese online. That seems a little bit sketch to me. These things, they exist, but have they ever sold? It's looking unlikely. They don't have a sales rank. They don't have reviews. They don't have any sort of history that's showing here. So what I do next, let's go to ShopRite brands. And let's look up what brands they own. ShopRite launches new private brands. Perfect. And then I'll just take the names of these store brands, which are all owned by ShopRite, and go from there. So bowl and basket. Let's see if that pulls anything up. Bowl and basket. Nothing there. Bowl and basket. Nothing there. All right. Move on to the next one. Paperbird. Let's check that. Paperbird. Nothing there. 0 products found. All right. We'll go to, oh, is that it? Pantry, ShopRite, Wholesome, Top Groceries. I don't see anything right off the top of this. What about Wakefern? Is that like who owns ShopRite? I'm not familiar with them at all. So let's try Wakefern or some. Wake Fern? Nope. Or Wake Ferns without the apostrophe. Nothing. Striking out here. And that'll happen, guys. This could mean two things. It could mean that there's just nothing at that store that is good and sellable. Or it could mean that there's some extra steps, there's some extra barriers to entry that Nate does not want to do on a live video. And because of those extra steps, because of those extra barriers to entry, there could be a lot of profit hidden behind some names. Price right. Let's try this real fast. Same chain. Let's see if that pulls anything up. Nothing there. Let's see, naming rights. Wake Fern. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here that I can quickly jump into. All right, so we'll go on to the next thing. I was looking up. So when I was in here, this is just a list of like all the different ones. Let's pull up one from this list. Let's go with, how about Winn-Dixie? Let's see if they get anything. Clear all. Winn-Dixie. Are there any brands? Oh, 2 brands, or 2 items, I should say. Collector's Christmas thing from 2005. You're probably unlikely to find a 2005 collector salt pepper shaker. I'll just go out on a limb and state that. Let's see. Let's go back to Product Finder and let's try some variations of Winn-Dixie. Oh no. Winn-Dixie brands. All right. So yeah, I have looked at these things before. Let's see. Okay. So fishermen's, some of these are not going to apply. So like if we're selling fresh and frozen seafood, okay, yeah, we're not doing that on Amazon. Hot chicken options, yeah, we're probably not doing that. Check. So favorite soft drinks. We could try check. See if that pulls anything up. Nothing. All right. Go to the next one. Hickory sweet. This might get us some funky things. We'll see. No, nothing. All right, next one. Whiskers and tails. Ooh, we got 1 hit. Whiskers and tails over black fabric. It's got no reviews. Back when it had a sales rank and someone's selling it, it wasn't really selling. Probably pass on that one. Probably not worth my time. Let's see if they've got anything else. Tippy Toes. We'll see if Tippy Toes is in here. Scroll back down to the brands. Tippy Toes. Oh, we got a couple. We got 7 products. Okay. No reviews. No sellers. The previous sales rank was kind of crappy. Probably pass on that one. Go to this. Whoa. All right. So for a while, back when this was like first listed, this was selling like crazy. What the heck? A sales rank of 5,000? What if this was like a part of a different listing? That seems, something seems a little bit off there to me. Either this was ridiculously amazing or it was like merged with something that was ridiculously amazing and then it got unmerged. And yeah, you can see it hasn't really done good since then. But then on the other hand, 1 offer count and then no offer counts. So, and the reviews went up. Interesting. I wonder what happened here. I wonder if they stopped making it perhaps. All right, let's see. Tippy Toes, soft bamboo, muslin from Winn-Dixie. Winn-Dixie muslin baby cloth. Baby accessories through Instacart. Let's look up this. Sometimes you get winners right away. Sometimes it takes you a little bit. And with replens, the thing is, like, I talk about this math a lot in the replen workshop, where let's say it takes you a week of doing this and you're just like banging your head into the wall, finding absolutely nothing. And you're just thinking like, oh my gosh, I suck at this. I can't believe it's taken me a whole week and I haven't found anything. And then you eventually, you find one thing at the end of the week and it's taking you, I don't know, 20 hours of sourcing. And that one thing is one of like the base hits that we found, where it's like, okay, it's $5 a profit and it sells maybe a couple times a day. All right. If you do that math, like if that's a solid replen, I'm going down a rabbit trail. I apologize. It's how my ADHD brain works. If you find something where it's like $5 a profit and it sells, I don't know, 2 times a day for you, and you can sell that every day of the month, so we'll times that by 30 days in a month, that's $300 a month. It's like you didn't just find one product. It's you spent 20 hours and you made $300 that month. And if that replen continues, if it doesn't tank, if you can continue selling it, like that one person, they had that replen, it was like 37 months. So let's take that times 37. If they sell this twice a day for 37 months, they've made $11,000 from this one replen. All right. So with replens, it's sort of like door-to-door sales or something like that, where it's like it's a numbers game. You fill your pipeline. You're always looking for more things to fill your pipeline. You'll have some things that go away. You'll have some prices tank. You'll have brands come on listings and whatnot. But if you're always filling your pipeline with things like this, then your business will always continue to grow. It's how you sort of get past that initial like launch phase in your Amazon business to that longevity. Like now you actually operate a business. Okay. I don't see any way of searching their website unless I'm blind. So we're gonna get out of that. What was, I think there was like one more brand to try. Yeah. Our brands, let's circle through this. If you guys have questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section. I'm going to finish up Winn-Dixie, and then I will check the comments. Yeah, Top Care. All right, so product finder, data, product finder, all the way down here to brands, Top Care. Ooh, 114, 128 products. All right, so this could be a decent one. Now, I don't know about this necklace stuff. That seems like it's probably the wrong brand or something. But yeah, there's some stuff here. We'll pull this up. So cotton rounds. Okay, $6.75. Most people are going to be like, okay, that's done. I'm going to move on. If you have been selling for a while and you are familiar with the small and light program, you can absolutely list this under small and light. And if you list it under small and light, now I've got my special calculator here. This is Ace and Zen that I use. I can drop a link for that in a second. But with Ace and Zen, I can see the small and light. So show the small and light fees and everything. So with small and light, the small and light profit would be $3.13. If my buy cost is, I'm going to go out on a limb and say these are up $1, then you're doubling your money pretty much on every single one, 80% ROI. So nothing to write home about. It's not like oh my gosh, I'm going to become a millionaire selling cotton balls. But I mean, if you've got space in your box and you're going to Winn-Dixie anyways for other grocery items, or you've got other replens there, and every time you go to Winn-Dixie, you pick up, I don't know, 5 or 10 of these. It's an extra $5 or $10. Like that's like your gas money to get you to the Winn-Dixie. All right. And is this selling? It's selling decently, not fantastic. And it hasn't. Its sales have significantly slowed since November, but all through like October, it was selling moderately consistently. How much? I would say this is like a slow medium, like, I don't know, one a day, one every couple days. But if you've got, I don't know, 5 or 10 of these in your stock at all times and you're selling 5 to 10 of them per month, like I'm fine with that. This took no prep work. It's almost like adding air pillows into your box. Instead of buying packing paper or like extra air pillows, just get a couple of these and throw them in your box, and it'll help pad your stuff. Yeah, no prep work. You just slap a label on that and you're good to go. So is this like a home run? Again, no. Is it a base hit? I would say a bunt. Maybe not a base hit. It's like a bunt that'll get you there. Would I buy this? Yeah. If I'm at Winn-Dixie and I'm getting other stuff that I'm going to be sending in, yeah, I would absolutely do this. And then make sure you enroll it in small and light. Because if you don't enroll it in small and light, then yeah, no, it's not there. Oh, and actually, sorry, I was misreading this. This is if you don't enroll it in small and light. This is if you do enroll it in small and light. All right, I'll highlight it right there. So $2 a profit. So you're doubling your money, 200% ROI. Yeah, that's solid. All right, let me hop over to the chat and see if there are any questions people have. It can be questions about sourcing stuff locally, Keepa, general stuff, whatever. So I'll answer a few questions. If you guys want me to do more of that live sourcing, I can hop back into that. So let me know how I can best help the 30-ish people that are here hanging out with me. All right. Is anyone ungated in Trader Joe's? Yeah, we've sold a fair amount of Trader Joe's. I don't think I was ever gated in it. So someone was asking about, so if you're looking at the average price over the year and it looks like it's usually not as profitable, I would say there's a lot of judgment calls here. There's no like perfect answer. So it could be like last week, let's say historically something is priced at like 25 bucks. And then last week it jumped up to $35. Okay. How deep am I going to go? Not deep at all. And I'm probably going to list them as merchant fulfilled instead of FBA, just so I can sell through quickly. I might grab like 5-ish of them, 10 of them, depending on the rank, the movement, and all that stuff. Grab a couple of them, list them as FBM, and send them out real fast. Especially like during Christmas time, you'll see that a lot where spikes. You'll see spikes in the prices. Spikes, price hikes. So yeah, it sort of depends. Once you find a solid replen, oops, shoot, where did it go? Once you find a salary plan, how many would you buy to start? So I like to do test buys at the start. This sort of depends a little bit on your budget as well. If you have a smaller budget, then you need to be doing smaller tests, if that makes sense. So if you've got a larger budget, I would say, depending on sort of the sales rank, maybe 10, 20, something like that. Yeah, somewhere in there. I put a link down in the comments for the Keepa quiz as well, guys, in case you missed that. So make sure you grab this Keepa quiz. If you win the quiz, you get a pretty sweet class for free. And just completing the quiz, you get some cool coupons and stuff. All right, Nate, do you usually see a noticeable increase in sales due to Q4? Of course. Oh, when do you see them? It depends significantly on what you are selling. If you, for example, if you are selling a lot of grocery items and clothing items, you probably are not going to see a huge spike yet because people aren't really all that interested in cooking stuff yet. And the clothing stuff will happen close to Christmas or after Christmas. Because like, for example, like if we're selling a lot of bras, I'm not going to buy my mom or my sister a bra for Christmas, but I might get them an Amazon gift card and then they'll probably buy themselves that bra after Christmas. So if you sell a lot of clothing, your biggest spike is honestly probably going to come in January. If you sell more like groceries and things, you'll start seeing a spike now. It'll be a gradual increase as we get towards Thanksgiving. It goes higher and higher and higher, especially the things specific to this time of year. So if you're selling like pumpkin stuff, or we talked yesterday, there was like a chicken basting thing. All right, that type of thing does well. So yeah, it depends on what you're selling. If you're selling like electronics, you probably have already seen that spike. You'll see a huge spike around Black Friday because that's what people are looking for. Yeah. Someone says, I have a question. I can't answer that question. Just ask a question. Don't ask to ask a question, please. How do you deal with Amazon asking for invoices when they... So it depends on the problem. Amazon asking for invoices. Usually, your receipt or your online order notice thing will work just fine. For most of those issues like IP claims, counterfeit claims, all of that, your receipt, your proof of purchase, whether it's like an in-store receipt, it needs to be itemized, whether it's an in-store itemized receipt or like your online purchase order or whatever, those are all fine. An invoice is something that it shows the exact item that you bought, how much you bought it for, where you bought it from, and all of their contact information, and who you are, and some of your contact information. Your receipt can show pretty much all of that same data if you know where to look. So for example, what item did you buy? Okay, well, if it's an itemized receipt, you'll have the UPC right on there, or you'll have the exact name of it. Now, if you're getting something from like TJ Maxx or Marshalls and it just says like men's shoe, okay, that's a no-go. You can't use those receipts in quite the same way. But for most of these things, IP claims, counterfeits, all of that stuff, your receipts work just fine. If they didn't work just fine, I would have been kicked off ages ago. We deal with this stuff all the time. Many people here in the group deal with this all the time. Yeah, for lost inventory, for some reason, they're a little bit pickier with that. And sometimes you just have to take a loss there. Sometimes you can sort of show them and you can highlight different things like, okay, here's the store's contact info. Here is, for example, my like credit card number at the bottom of the receipt. And now here is my credit printout with all of my contact information. So like, you know that this is me, this is my brand, this is my company. I purchased it from this company. This company is allowed to sell it to me and all of that stuff. So lost inventory, Amazon's been getting a little bit funky with. It's not just you, that's everybody is dealing with that, and it's a pain in the butt. There's no perfect solution there. But yeah, for most of the other stuff, your receipts work just fine. Yeah, other people are saying Trader Joe's isn't gated for them. I think it's gated for some people, but not others. Gatings can be different for everybody. Let me, so there's a couple truths about gating that I want to illuminate. So first off, different accounts will be gated and ungated in different things, both naturally and through the process of trying to like auto ungate. So for example, my sister, I got her into selling on Amazon a couple years back, and from day one, she could sell Pyrex. To this day, I still have not been auto ungated in Pyrex. Now, I could go get an invoice and I could go through all that process to do it, but I can't sell it. She could do it from day one as a brand new seller, like an individual account with 0 sales, okay? So everyone's gating is different. The second truth that I want you to know, especially if you are a beginner or maybe intermediate, like 6 months to a year, there is no such thing as an ungating ASIN. If something's like, hey, here's a bunch of ASINs that will get you ungated, that's not a thing. That's not how Amazon works. It's just like, let's say you're gated in Trader Joe's and someone's like, hey, here's the Trader Joe's like ungating ASINs. That's just an ASIN that belongs to Trader Joe. And if you apply, you might get auto ungated. You might not get auto ungated. Different ASINs, it's not like, as far as I am aware, on all of my time selling on Amazon, in all of the data that I have looked into this, I have never seen any substantiated proof that that is actually a thing. So I wouldn't pay too much attention to those. I definitely wouldn't spend any money on like an auto ungate list, because they're literally just taking ASINs of brands and just like copying and pasting them to you. There's nothing special about those ASINs. It's just that ASIN happens to be Trader Joe's. That ASIN happens to be Nike. And if you happen to be auto ungated, great. You probably won't be. And you're just as likely to type in your own Trader Joe ASIN. Yeah. Can you share your group link, please? If you go to facebook.com/groups/hustlebuddies, that is our group. Or it looks like you're commenting on our page right now. If you go to the top of the page, it says like join group or view group or something like that at the very top of the page. Can you just how you'd make a list from Keepa, go into the store and buy it? I would just be old-fashioned. Yeah, I would just take my list, probably write it in like a Word document or write it by hand. If it's just like me or my wife or something running to Winn-Dixie real fast, it's like, hey, I'm gonna go to Winn-Dixie. Oh, hey, before you go, give me like 30 minutes. Let me see if they have any good replens. So find a couple replens, go through, and just write it down. So olive oil, what was that one that we found? It was like a basting oil. And I might put like pink label just to give her some reference, or to give myself some reference if I'm running over there. Yeah, there's nothing fancy. I think a lot of people overthink things and they're like, okay, I got to get the perfect system down. I got to write this perfectly. I have to get all the information. Just write it down and do it. Being 80% of the way there is better than 0% of the way there waiting to be 100%, if you get what I mean. Like, done is better than perfect, is what they say. So just get it done. Just write it down. If you need to do like a little notepad or something, write down what you're gonna buy, go to the store. If you find it, great. If you don't, that's all right. Maybe the next store. You can make a note about it. Maybe you can save that for later. You could have like a file on your computer, organize it by store, and be like, okay, here's things that should be profitable replens, and you can just sort of like list them on your computer. And then when you go, then boom, there you go. I have a replen tracker that we made. It's in, if you're a part of the replen workshop, I did it. I think I handed it out for free a couple times too. But it's just a real simple tracker. So you can track what you're buying, where you're buying it from, and all of that. You can have different pages in that for your different stores. So you have your Winn-Dixie replen trackers. You have your Target tracker. You have your Walmart replen tracker, and so on. Let's see. Can you please share the link to the regional stores? So what I did, I literally, let me share my screen again. I went to Google. Went to Google. I typed list of regional grocery stores, and I clicked the top link that was not an ad or Wikipedia. And it's this. So here's the fancy schmancy list. That'll be $10, please. No, I'm kidding. Let's see. Got in late, but looking forward to watching the replay. Awesome. It's better to FBM or FBA my replens. Okay, I like this question. There's a couple things to sort of balance here. And there's not necessarily like always a best way. In general, I don't like to have a lot of different FBM replens. If I'm doing FBM, I don't want to have a garage full of 1,000 different items. Like I don't want to have like one of that and one of that and two of that and one of that and three of that and one of that and two of that and one of that. I want to have 100 of that, 100 of that, and 100 of that. I'll have like 3 to 5 FBM replenishable type things at a time. I hate going wide with FBM. I find that it drastically decreases efficiency, and efficiency is huge here. So I would say if you're trying to do this at scale or at like a medium level, less is probably more, and it's probably better to take a few dollars less and ship it FBA rather than earn a few dollars more and have a garage or a warehouse full of 1,000 different ASINs. If you're just starting, you sort of have different problems. You're not necessarily looking to scale. You're not necessarily looking at doing things like the absolute most efficient way. You're just trying to look for cash flow. You're trying to make the deals. You're trying to get some more money. You're trying to get your business rolling. If you're just starting, yeah, sure, just list whatever the heck you want. How do you determine which is better? I mean, you would run the numbers. You do the math. You can see if you're using like Scoutify, for example, in store, you can scan it and see the FBA things and scan it again or flip the little switch and look at the FBM profits. Keep in mind, there'll be some different price points as far as like shipping FBM. So if it's like under a pound, you're probably looking at like $5. If it's over a pound and it'll fit inside of a shoebox, you're probably looking at like $9 or $10. And if it's bigger than a shoebox or over like 10 pounds, then there's gonna be some other things. But if you have some general like guesstimations in your mind, that'll help. Or you can get apps. There's like the ASIN Zen, for example. Let me, where's my link to that? All right, I'm posting a link here. And make sure to use the coupon code HustleBuddies25. So that's ASINZen. This is that calculator that was on my screen. Let's show you real fast. That's this. You can also pull this up in-store. They have an in-store version of this stuff. So you can see like the small and light stuff. You can see the FBM. It'll even like estimate for like FBM, for example. It'll show you like, okay, we're pretty sure that this is probably going to cost you X amount FBM. So like there's that type of stuff built into it. Pretty cool, pretty powerful. This is not necessary or required at all. I don't want people to think like, oh, Nate's just throwing more tools. This is very much a nice to have, not a need to have. But if you're doing larger sales and you want more nice to have stuff, this is definitely one of those nice to have things. So I dropped it into that. I'll drop it there as well. All right, so that is ASINZen, and then use the code HustleBuddies25, and that'll get you a juicy little discount. Yeah, I mean, places will have like auto ungate ASINs. Here's a thing that I've learned as an Amazon content creator. Sometimes you make things that you don't really believe in or that are unoptimal because so many people ask you for it. So for example, there's a couple people that we like and respect. I mean, even like Flipping Team, for example, like they've got an auto ungate ASINs. Do I still think that's a bunch of hogwash? Yeah, I do. Do I think Flipping Team is still a great investment? Yeah, I do. It doesn't really take any extra work to make one of those. So if a bunch of people are asking for it, then yeah, sure, throw it in. I'm positive that no one bought the Flipping Team because of the auto ungate thing. So I don't think it's like crossing any ethical lines there. But another example is sales rank charts. All right, sales rank charts. There are two people that I know of that make actually three people that I know of that make sales rank charts every month. All three of them I like and respect as Amazon people. I know Chris Grant makes one. I believe Reezy Resales makes one. And Steve Smotherman makes one as well. All three of them make good content. Their stuff is fine. All three of them, I don't know 100% about Reezy. I know the other two for sure have talked about like, don't use sales rank charts. They're not great. This is very much like, it's such a rough guesstimation. There's so many exceptions that it's not really super useful. But every time they stop making them, they get flooded with emails and messages like, hey, we need another one. When are you going to update it? When are you going to update it? That sometimes it's just easier to just make the stuff to make your audience happy. It's like giving your kids junk food, right? You don't necessarily want to give your kids junk food. You know it's not really going to help them grow their body, but sometimes you just give in because your kids are so persistent. That's how I feel about some of these things. Is it hurting people? Is it killing people? No. Is it like unethical to make one? No, I don't think so. Are they useful? No. I'm not going to spend my time making one. And I've sort of, I would rather just make people angry and frustrated and feel left out than make something like that and give in. But yeah. Let's see. Just take a picture of the Amazon screen. I'm not quite sure what that's in reference to. We have Black Friday sales for any of our courses. Possibly. I haven't decided one way or the other. I don't love doing sales, but maybe. So if you're holding out on any of our classes, wait like a week or so for me to decide one way or the other. That is a long question. Get deactivated. A couple weeks of recap, listen to generic listening. Something okay, so they had a listing that got deleted and their inventory went missing and they can't find it within Seller Central is basically the that summed up. Will you get your inventory back? Yes. It's Amazon. I can't tell you one way or the other. 100%. I think the odds are decent that it will sort of show up as a stranded eventually, and it'll say like missing SKU or something like that, and get sent back to you. We knew somebody who they like dropped like a knife or something into their box, and that showed up in like missing inventory and was sent back to them. So yeah, it can happen. Are you guaranteed? No, that's the problem with playing in Amazon's sandbox. Amazon doesn't, their sandbox is not a perfect sandbox, but it's the sandbox we've been given. Let's see, it's 2:30. Let me do one more regional store lookup for you guys. Also, a reminder to take the Keepa quiz. All right. This does a couple things. So one, I can better tailor my content for you guys. So I know sort of like where your blind spots are, what types of things don't you know that you would like to know more about. So that's a big part of it. Let's see, I'll post a link there, post a link there. So it tells me that by completing the quiz, you'll get a pretty sweet coupon to Chris Grant's new he's got like a Keepa Academy course thing that he's just now launching. It's pretty great. I went through most of it and I liked what I saw. I liked it enough to think, you know what, again, I'm not going to try to like recreate this or make my own version. I'm just going to point people there because we know Chris Grant makes good stuff. And I looked at it and it was good stuff. So yeah, why reinvent someone else's wheel when I can just say, hey, go take his thing. So take the quiz, complete the quiz, and you'll get a coupon to that. If you ace the quiz, you can get in for free, which is pretty sweet. So yeah. All right, let's see. Let's try another one of these regional places. Let's share my screen again. How about, what's one HEB, Food Lion. No, we just did a South one. Safeway. Let's try Safeway. All right, so we'll go back to Keepa. For those of you guys who are just joining us, I will once again run down the quick way to do this. So I'm going to Keepa, going to Data, Product Finder, and this is how we are finding local replens. This is just local stuff, local brands. Safeway. I don't really want either of those things. Safeway Sling, Safeway Hydraulics. That doesn't sound like what we're looking for here. So let's do Safeway brands. Our own brands. Perfect. I love it when they make it easy for me to just look up what they own. Okay, so shop our brands. Sweet. O Organics. Let's find this. O Organics. Sweet. 78 products. Ooh, okay. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I like selling peanut butter. I like eating peanut butter. All right. Now, most of this stuff, there are no sellers on it. Like the current offer is 0. And there's no visible sales rank. Let's go through a couple of these. We'll try this one. This has the best sales rank. All right. So is this selling? It's selling a little bit. This would be one of those where you could almost argue you can sort of see how many sales, because it's so slow. I think it's good to not assume that a drop in sales rank means a sale. This is one of those times where the sales rank is so slow and it's so obvious that, yeah, this is probably, it's a safe bet to say this was at least one sale. So like no sales from middle of April to end of May, and then boom, there's a sale or a couple sales. And then no sale, boom, another one. And then no sales for a while, boom. So how much is this selling? A couple times a month. Let's take the guesstimation of 5 times a month. Okay, so O Organic No Stir Creamy Peanut Butter. Let's see if we can find this online, and it's selling for $62. See if we can find a price on this. Let's see. O Organics, there we go, $6. So 6 times 6 is 36, and then our sale price is 70. Now this is pretty big and heavy. I mean, 6 jars of peanut butter is pretty big and heavy. Let's run this through the calculator, see if there's anything. So $6 times 6. There's a little bit of profit. I mean, $8 a profit, 20% ROI. Would I personally sell this? I probably would pass on this. The numbers are okay, but the amount of prep work required to pack and ship a 6-pack of this, or like if you're paying a prep center to do this, it could get pretty pricey. I'd probably pass on this just because like the profit and the ROI doesn't quite match up with the amount of effort needed to put this all together. Does that make it bad? No. And maybe this might be a good FBM thing, for example, because this would probably cost you $12-ish to ship FBM. So 36 is your buy cost there. Oops. $12. It's actually looks like even a little bit less with your shipping. If you take 17 minus 12 or 17 minus 10, let's say it's 10 for shipping for easy math. But yeah, I would probably pass on that one, mostly because of the prep. This one might be a little bit easier, but it looks like it's selling even less frequently. So, I mean, I would wager to say this is probably sold less than 10 times this year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did it sell 5 times? I think there's a decent chance that it has sold 5 times this year, based on what I'm looking at here. So probably pass on that. What other brands do they own? Open Nature. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, there we go. All right, let's try this again. So data, product finder. Scroll all the way down. Open Nature. Ooh, 11. All right, we got a couple sales rings here. Got a couple people selling it. Open Nature Earth Friendly Dishwasher Detergent. All right, is this selling? Yes, we see this sales rank. It looks like a skyline. Looks good. How much? I'm not sure exactly. Medium sales rank or medium sales velocity. A couple times a day, if I had to guess. All right. Let's pull up the Amazon and let's see how much this costs. So the cool thing about finding these local replens is that, like, I don't have this store, what is it, Safeway? I don't have Safeway near me. I can't buy this. Looks like $10 right there. Okay, so we'll hop back here. $10 buy cost. $10 of profit, 100% ROI. This is maybe not like a home run, but this is a solid, like, you like stole a base, or maybe a 2-base hit. All right, good sales velocity, good price. I sincerely apologize if this is anyone's replen that I am ruining. If you live near a Safeway, I believe it was, look for this. Double check all of this. Do your own research on this. Make sure everything checks out on your end, because again, we're just going through this pretty fast for a video. But at first glance, this seems pretty freaking solid. Let me look up the data on this. Let me look up offers. And this first scene. All right, so yeah, a couple people have been on this for like 9 months. Keepa thinks that they've sold 150-ish. Now, how accurate is that? I wouldn't put too much weight in that. But let's say that you jump on this and you can sell 50 of these. All right. Well, 50 times 10 bucks, that's $500. This took us all of 5 minutes to find. 5 minutes of work for $500 of profit. I will take that all day, every day. All right. How does the price history look? Price history looks fan-flippin-tastic. It's $32 right now, and it's pretty much always been $32 pretty consistently. It's gone up and down a little bit with the sellers fluctuating, sometimes down to like 30, 32. But even if you have to bump down your price, let's say you had to sell this for like $29.99, you're still making $8.50. You're still making plenty of profit. So this is a beautiful replen. It ticks all of my boxes. How much would I buy of this? Honestly, with that kind of sales rank and this kind of thing, I would probably take all of whatever my store had. So if they've got 10, great. If they've got 20, great. I'd take one source. I'd send them in. I would see how fast they sell and then restock based on how many sold. All right. So that is the brief rundown of finding local replens. All right. If you want to see more Keepa content like this, I'm going to be coming in here all this week and posting content about Keepa tricks. I don't know how many more videos I'll do. Maybe 1 or 2 more videos. But yeah, so I'll be doing more stuff about Keepa. If you have questions about Keepa, post that below. Take the Keepa quiz so that I know sort of how to formulate my stuff and so you can get your coupons. Yeah, I think that's about it, guys. If you like more like really in-depth stuff like finding replens, check out the Replen Workshop, thereplenworkshop.com. Yeah, let me see if there's any last minute questions. See, someone asks, took Chris's OA challenge. Should I take the Keepa course? So they will have different things. This is way deeper just into Keepa and just utilizing Keepa to find things and do things. The OA challenge, it went over Keepa and it showed you how to use it. It showed you some things. This goes way deeper. If that's of interest to you, then yes. If that is not of interest to you, then no. I will say I might be able to get you a special deal if you already took the OA challenge and you're interested in the Keepa thing. Shoot me a message and I might be able to get you like a special discount there. We'll see if I can work something out. Let's see, when you find the product locally doing it this way, do you get it online or go to the actual store? If I can get it online, I'll probably get it online. Usually these regional stores don't allow you to do that. So I would either go into the store myself, I would hire someone, like let's say my mom lives up in Indiana. So I might hire my mom to get something from Meijer or whatever, Scott's, whatever grocery stores are up there still. Yeah, so I might hire somebody to do it. You could even do like Instacart. Is it allowed via Instacart TOS? Not sure about that. Couldn't tell you. But is it a thing that people do? Yeah, I would say so. So yeah. Or you could do like curbside pickup. A lot of these places do curbside pickup. So if there's, let's say you wanted to get like 100 of those dishwasher detergent things that we just showed you. I personally would most likely, let's say that was at like Publix here in Florida. Most likely what I would do is I would do a curbside pickup and I would do it for like 10 different stores. And I would just order as many as I could from every store. And then I'd make a Saturday morning of it and just drive to each store, pull up, say that I'm here, they load my car. Go to the next one, pull up, load my car. And so then I'm not like going into the store and getting it out and doing all that stuff. Like I've already purchased it, they're just loading my car. So that can save you a lot of time as well. Let's see, people are, thank you, awesome. No worries, everybody. All right, that is it for now. It's been about an hour, so that's my time, folks. Thanks for hanging out. Again, let me do one last post of this Keepa quiz. I thought it was so cool. I want everyone to take it. Keepa quiz there, and the Keepa quiz over there. All right.